Hey friends, SGT here from sgtreport.com and the SGT Report YouTube channel. You know, I didn't wake up this morning planning to make this particular video. I actually just planned on finishing an interview that I just conducted about the Satanic Vatican deception. But as I was scheduling things over at the Phaser and checking out things at SGT Report, I came across this video from the Patriot Nurse who was talking about the enemies of those of us who stand for truth and freedom. And she really hits the nail on the head here. We have some fundamental differences that cannot be bridged.
The country right now is not going to unite under the Donald. It wasn't going to unite if Hillary was elected. That we're past the point of uniting. We have fundamental differences about how we view right and wrong, what our world philosophy is. The country is divided, and there's no point in trying to make a marriage of enemies work at this point. Oh, you're saying enemies. Yes, the libtards in California, they are your enemy. Do you know why they're your enemy? Because they and their government serve as a launching pad for all these terrible laws that infect the rest of the nation.
There are differences that are biblical in scope, and it comes down to life. It comes down to spirituality. It comes down to core belief systems. Either you have core belief systems that are built on a strong foundation, or you have very fuzzy belief systems built on a foundation of sand. And I think that's what we're up against. I wanted to make this video because something else was brought to my attention today, which not only reminded me of the interview that I'll be posting later this afternoon called The Satanic Vatican Deception. This other component reminded me of something we talk about in that interview, the Gotthard Tunnel opening ceremony, which was riddled with occult imagery, Baphomet, satanic imagery. It seemed to be a coming out party for the elite, who are Luciferians. And those of us who have followed the work of Walter Veith and so many others who have blown the whistle, even Malachi Martin, Father Malachi Martin, who blew the whistle on Satanism, Luciferianism within the Vatican itself, which we talk about in this interview.
Amongst Luciferian organizations, there is a prophecy that if they can invade the citadel, and that's their name for the Vatican, they will have power for 1,000 years.
How close are they?
Very close.
Those of us who are aware of this stuff know that what happened at the Gotthard Tunnel opening ceremony was indeed satanic. And now we see this fashion show from Walter von Beardenich. And it reminds me exactly of what we saw during that Gotthard Tunnel opening ceremony, which in that case, some $8 million was spent to produce. In this fashion show, if you can call it fashion at all, we see much of the same, these horned Baphomet creatures banging on noisemakers. It can't be called music, what they're doing. The same was true at the Gotthard opening ceremony. And what these models are wearing is absolute just Illuminati, New World Order, all-seeing eye of Horus, Satanism. It's hard to call it anything else. This particular model dressed in blue has a sweater that says power with the all-seeing eye of Horus, and to me what appears to be a hand reaching down towards male genitalia. It's an outfit that only a dumbed-down person who is unaware of these issues, these things that we talk about, would be caught dead wearing. It's funny, too, that all of these models are masked, which reminds me a little bit of the Petagate, Pizzagate scandals and all of the people who operate really behind the scenes, masked at these Illuminati parties, people who don't want their actions really shown in the public sphere. Those who hide in the shadows remain masked as they do their evil deeds. And this clown wearing a beast with a tongue sticking out on a suit, I don't know how this could be called fashion. It's absurd, but so is the New World Order. And there's this abomination, two beasts who appear to be fighting over a person. The person's red, ready to be devoured by the beasts. And this one, more beastly imagery. It reminds me of Moloch and a sacrifice to a beast, a sacrifice to Moloch. We see a small person, a human person, placed in the hand of this beast. The same imagery we've seen over the centuries with sacrifices to Moloch. And then more of the same here, a green knee-length jacket with more sacrificial imagery, a person in the palm of the beast, ready to be devoured. And who wouldn't want to wear this lovely outfit? A onesie, a child's onesie, with two beasts ready to devour two human beings, and the words power play. You gotta love the gloves. Who wouldn't want to be seen out and about wearing those fantastic gloves? And this one just reminds us that this whole Baphomet satanic belief system is disjointed. It's separated from humanity. It's separated from the love of God. What's right is wrong. Black is white. Up is down. Nothing makes sense in the satanic view of the world. Everything is ugly. And so is this jacket. Can it even be called a jacket? Who would be caught dead wearing that? And the same is true with this ridiculous raincoat. You're going to get to see the designer Walter himself here at the end, and I think it'll all make perfect sense to you when you see this guy. And there's good old Walter himself in his ridiculous sweater, his absurd-looking beard, and of course all the hallmarks of Saint Nick, who in his own right, the story of Saint Nick, is nothing but occult symbology. Look, the bottom line here is that spiritual warfare on planet Earth is alive and well. This is the revelation of the means. It's their coming out party. Just as the Gothard tunnel opening ceremony was a coming out party for the elite, of course the fashion world has been embraced by the same demonic inspiration for a very long time. The music industry, Hollywood, the whole pedophile Pizzagate, Pedagate story, the narrative, it all ties together in this upside down, black is white, Orwellian, hellish world that they want to take us into, and we will fight it tooth and nail. We will not go into their new world order. Not this way. Absolutely not. We'll just shine the light on these people, showing just how absolutely ridiculous, occult, and satanic they are. Stay tuned for my interview, The Satanic Vatican Deception, coming next. And thanks for your support at sgtreport.com.
During this darkness, the devils and wicked will take on the most hideous shapes, and all those who even go to look outside will be killed because of fright. Okay, that's what we're building towards. That's what they're working on. And I keep warning people, we're going from diabolical disorientation into the twilight zone, folks.